It's Mezcal Monday, and today I'm going to give you 5 mezcals I recommend for beginning mezcal drinkers right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, and today is Monday, so it's Mezcal Monday. Also, I didn't know this last time, this is our 101st video, and I want to thank you guys for tuning into the channel, checking out the videos, and making it as popular as it is. I love sharing this information with you guys, and I'm glad to see it through comments and stuff that you guys love learning about this stuff and are just as passionate about tequila and mezcal as I am. All right, so this episode, I'm going to give you guys 5 mezcals I recommend for beginning mezcal drinkers. So you have a good chance of trying some good flavored mezcals without being turned off about it. But first, I want to give you some basics about mezcal. So we're going to go into a portion of the episode I'm going to call Mezcal 101. All right, so people have asked me, hey, you're the Tequila Hombre. What are you doing a Mezcal Monday? You know, what are you thinking? It's supposed to be tequila. It's a tequila channel. Well, the reason why is because tequila is actually a mezcal, but all mezcals are not tequila. So it kind of makes sense, right? Not really. I'll explain now the differences between tequila and mezcal. Now, the definition of a mezcal is a spirit made from cooked agave. So tequila fits under that definition, but it's called tequila because of the laws and where it's made and how it's governed and stuff. And so let's kind of go over the differences between mezcal and tequila. So tequila is made with only Weber Blue Agave. So in order for it to be called tequila, it has to be made with Weber Blue Agave. With mezcal, they can use over 50 different kinds of agave. So you can get some really interesting flavor profiles from the different kinds of agaves that they use. And if you look on the bottle, it will tell you normally what kind of agave that is being used for that mezcal. The production for tequila is, mostly industrial. So they mostly use hornos or roller mills or autoclaves, and they use a lot of machinery and stuff. Where with mezcals, there's some, but the majority of it is done the old-fashioned way. And we'll kind of go over the different categories of mezcal, and you can kind of see what the differences are production-wise. The tequila is regulated by the CRT, which is the governing body that watches the normas, the rules, and makes sure that everybody follows the rules in order for it to be called tequila. Where mezcal is regulated by the CRM. Tequila is mostly made in Jalisco, and it's made in 4 other states and municipalities within those states, small little areas, but it's typically just mostly Jalisco. Now with mezcal, it's made in 9 other Mexican states, so there's a large area that mezcal can be made. And mezcal tends to have a smoky flavor profile, where tequila may have a little smokiness in it, but it's not nearly as smoky as mezcals can be, and it's because of the production. And I'll kind of go into that here next. All right, now there's 3 main categories of mezcal. There's mezcal artisanal, and there's mezcal ancestral. Now with these 3 different methods, what the main differences are is production methods, where if it's listed as just mezcal, it is mostly industrial. It is the most industrial of the 3. So they can use machinery and stuff in here. They can use diffusers for extraction. They can cook using autoclaves. They can ferment in stainless steel tanks, and they can use column stills, continuous column stills made of stainless steel or copper for anything that it's going to be called just mezcal. Now there's mezcal artisanal, which is leans more towards the way that it was made back in the older days, with some minor differences. They use earthen pits to cook the agave, or they could use above ground stone hornos like what they do with tequila. as far as the crushing goes, no diffusers are allowed in this level, and it's mostly like Tohonas, or they can use Chilean or Egyptian mills. They can crush it by hand using mallets, and they can also use some motorized shredders. For fermentation, it's wood, clay, or masonry tanks. They can use animal skins. They can use hollows in stone, earth, or tree trunks, and they can put the agave fibers in there, but they don't have to. Okay, and then kind of the same thing with the distillation. They can use the fibers in there, but they don't have to. And then it's a direct fire copper, steel, or clay pot, and the coils could be made of either clay, wood, copper, or stainless steel, and that's basically it for artisanal. Then when you move down to ancestral, it goes really back to the way it's been made for hundreds of years. They use earthen pits to cook the agave. They use a Tohona or Chilean or Egyptian mill or mallets for crushing of the agave. They use, in fermentation, they use wood, clay, or masonry tanks, animal skins, hollows in stone, earth, or tree trunks. And the process must use the maguey fiber. So it must have the crushed fiber in the fermentation in this. And same with the distillation. The fibers must be included, and they can just use direct fire clay pot stills with coils made of either clay or wood. And that's basically sums it up. So with this, you basically get a better quality mezcal from the artisanal and the ancestral. So when you're looking for one to buy, if you look on the bottle, you want to see if it says ancestral or artisanal, or if it doesn't. I mean, I'll show you. I have a bottle of some that doesn't say anything on it, but you can tell from the processes that it is fits under the artisanal category. So that's what you want to do when you look for them. So now let's get into the 5 mezcals that I recommend for beginning mezcal drinkers. All right, there you go. So you're probably wondering, how do I know what mezcals for what categories? Most of the time, you can actually see it on the bottle. It'll tell you how it's made. And so you can pick out what processes are involved with artisanal as well as ancestral. And then a lot of times at the bottom too, it'll say, like here, it says mezcal. Can you read that? Mezcal artisanal. So then you can know. Some brands don't say artisanal on them, but you can tell by the production methods whether they're artisanal or whether they're ancestral or whether they're just industrial mezcal. All right, so our list of 5 mezcals I recommend for beginning mezcal drinkers. Number 5 is Mezcal Durumbis. This is San Luis Potosi. It is made from Salmiana. I'll put the review that I did for it right up here. Very low on smoke, has a nice fruity flavor profile to it. A little bit of cheesiness in there, so it's got some really nice flavors, but the smoke isn't very strong on this, and so it's actually kind of really easy to sip and enjoy. So number 5 is Mezcal Durumbis, San Luis Potosi. Number 4 comes from Mezcal Vago. It is Mezcal Vago Elote. Now, what's really interesting about this one is it doesn't have a lot of smoke on the flavor profile, but they also put roasted corn in the still when they do the distillation on this. So it has a nice corn flavor to it, which is really nice. If you ever bought like corn at the fair, coming right off the grill or grill it yourself, it's got that nice flavor profile to this. So it makes it really easy to sip and enjoy. It is a 50% mezcal. So it's going to have a little bit of the alcohol burn to it, but it is delightful in the flavor profile. So number 4 comes in at Mezcal Vago Elote. Number 3 on the list is from Los Vecinos del Campo. It's their Espadín. Very easy sipping. The price on this is really reasonable too. It runs around $25, up to $30 for a bottle. It is very light on the smoke. Nice fruity flavor profile to it. I'll put the review I did for it right up here so you can click and watch the review. I recommend this for beginners, and a lot of the beginners I've recommended this to really do enjoy it. So number 3 is Los Vecinos del Campo. They're Espadin. Number 2 comes from Mezcal Burrito Fiestero. It is their ancestral mezcal that just recently came out not too long ago. This one is made with agave masparillo. It is a very nice mezcal, really nice fruity flavor profile to it. This is a higher proof. So it runs 50.2, I believe. Yeah, 50.2% alcohol. I put the review up here so you guys can see how it's made and see the tasting of it. I recommend this for beginners. It's got a really nice fruity flavor profile, very easy to sip, and not a lot of smoke to it. So number 2 is Mezcal Burrito Fiestero's Ancestral Mezcal. Number 1 also comes from Burrito Fiestero. It is their artisanal mezcal. It is a beautiful mezcal, nice fruity flavor, easy sipping. This one is lower on the alcohol percentage, just 42%, so it's not going to have as much of the alcohol burn as the Ancestral does. Really nice fruity flavor profile to it. As you can see, I've consumed a lot of this bottle. I recommend this for beginners. If you're beginning mezcal, you want something, don't mind a fruity flavor profile. Very good. I'll put the link to the review up here so you can see all the details and the tasting. There you go. So those are the 5 mezcals that I'm going to recommend for beginning mezcal drinkers. Now, there's some things you need to keep in mind. Just because you've tried a mezcal and it was really smoky before doesn't mean all of them are like that. So don't give up on it. Give it some time. Try some other ones. You may find one that you like. The flavor profiles are so different, and they're different not only because of the agave they use. You can actually find 5 different mezcals made from the same agave that have different flavor profiles during each of them. And it has to do a lot with how the mezcaleros make them, where they do their cuts, their production methods and stuff like that. So just because you have one that you don't like, don't give up on it. Try another one. You may find out that you enjoy it. That happened to me. I tried my first mezcal and I said it tastes like drinking a truck tire. I didn't like it at all. But then I tried another one that I found out that I really enjoyed. So don't give up on it. It's a fantastic spirit. I highly recommend tasting them and seeing if you can find one that you like. All right, so hey, if you've tried any of the mezcals that I'm recommending in the list, I'd love to hear from you below what you think. Do you agree that they're good for beginners? If there's any mezcals that you'd like for me to do a review on, comment below, let me know as well. Don't forget to like the video for the information I shared, and don't forget to subscribe, because don't forget, you comment, you like, and you're subscribed, you have a chance of winning some of the great prizes we're giving away. This is our 101st episode, and we're getting close to giving away some more prizes, so make sure you subscribe, make sure you click the like button, and make sure you comment. And until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad mezcal. Salud.